circuits. DC circuits. So, ano ulit yung DC circuits? Review lang. So, DC circuits, meaning direct current. Yung ibig sabihin ng DC. Kapag sinabing DC, it means na unidirectional yung current. And ibig sabihin, hindi nagbabago yung direction of flow ng current. And it, uh, yung value niya is constant lang. It doesn't change. Yung value niya, hindi siya nag-change. Bali ngayon, yung i-discuss ka natin for finals is related naman sa AC circuits. So, different siya kay DC circuits. So, malalaman natin yung comparison nila uh, later on. For the introduction, so this part will be about the analysis of circuits in which the source voltage or current is time varying or sinusoidally time varying excitation or simply excitation by a sinusoid. So ano yung sinusoid? A sinusoid is a signal that has the form of the sine or the cosine function. A sinusoidal current is usually referred to as alternating current or AC. This current reverses at regular time intervals and has alternately positive and negative values. Circuits driven by sinusoidal current or voltage sources are called AC circuits. So, si alternating current, yung ating main topic, ang nabanggit niya dito is yung signal or yung waveform ng signal ng isang AC signal is a sinusoid. So, si sinusoid, yung pag nakita niyo sa graph, ang form niya is in the form of the sine or the cosine function. If ma-recall nyo yung lessons niyo before sa trigonometry, so di ba meron yung iba't ibang graphs ng trigonometric functions. So, yung graph ni sinusoid is yung graph ni sine or ni cosine. Parang wave lang talaga. So, dun sa sinusoidal current tayo, ang mapapansin na behavior is yung current is nag-change ng value over time. Sabi dito, si alternating current reverses at regular time intervals and has alternately positive and negative values. If i-compare natin sa kay DC or direct current, na sabi ko nga kanina si direct current, ang kanyang direction is only one, unidirectional. In comparison, si AC naman is nagbabago-bago yung uh, direction ng current niya. Nag-reverse siya at regular time intervals from positive to negative values na mamaya makikita natin sa graph ng isang AC circuit. So this section will be divided into yung ating lesson, origins of AC and DC current, the difference between direct current and alternating current system, the generation of alternating current and voltage, the waveform and vector representation of voltage and current, and identifying different types of AC circuits or their corresponding wave and vector representation. So, moving on, dito tayo sa origins ng alternating current and direct current. Sabi dito, a magnetic field near a wire causes electrons to flow in a single direction along the wire. Because they are repelled by the negative side of a magnet and attracted toward the positive side. This is how DC power from a battery was born, primarily attributed to Thomas Edison's work. In the late 1800s, the battle of direct current versus alternating current began. Both had their own advantages, however, DC generators gradually replaced Edison's DC battery system because AC is more efficient and economical to transmit over long distances. In AC, instead of applying the magnetism along the wire steadily, scientist Nikola Tesla used a rotating magnet. So yung history dito, ni alternating current and direct current, so mas naunang na discover is si DC or direct current by Thomas Edison. So before that, si DC lang yung existing na uh, form ng mag-deliver ng electricity. So, before wala pang compete si DC in terms of delivering power sa mga uh, households, commercial and industrial settings. Pero by the late 1800s yun nga, dumating naman si Nikola Tesla nung uh, na-invent na yung concept ng alternating current. Yung nagkaroon na ng alternating current, so nagkaroon na ng competition si DC. So at this time, so meron na competition si DC, so nag-argue sila sino yung ano yung magiging dominant na form of electricity that will be used by the general public. And yung naging more dominant as seen naman today is yung alternating current because the alternating current sabi natin is more efficient and economical dahil kailangan natin i-transmit yung generated power from the power plants to the consumers and para makarating doon kailangan mag-travel yung uh, deliver na power sa long distances and kapag gantong over long distances mas efficient and economical gamitin si AC compared kay DC. So that's why si AC ngayon yung ginagamit natin compared kay DC. For this one naman, differences naman to ng DC and AC system. So, yun nga, electricity flows in two ways, either in an alternating current or in a direct current, AC or DC. So, listed dito yung comparison ng dalawa. So, for the first one is yung flow of electrons. For the flow of electrons or direct current, so that sa direct current or DC, yung flow of electrons is it moves steadily in one direction. Compared kay alternating current, yung electrons keep switching directions alternately forward and backward. For reason naman kung bakit ganun yung flow ng direct ng electrons sa isang electric system, sa DC or AC system, nakalista yun dito. For DC, kaya steady lang yung direction is because steady yung magnetism along the wire. And then for alternating current, kaya siya nag-alternate ng direction is because of this rotating magnet along the wire. For the current naman, yung magnitude naman, for direct current, hindi nagbabago yung magnitude niya or yung value. Steady lang yung nagiging value all throughout. Compared kay alternating current na nagbabago yung magnitude or value ng current with respect to time. So next, ito namang amount of energy that can be carried. For a DC system, so voltage of DC cannot travel very far until it begins to lose energy. For AC naman, for AC system, sabi dito, it is safe to transfer over longer city distances and can provide more power. So ito yung reason kung bakit nag-prevail yung paggamit ng AC system ng public. For frequency naman, DC, for DC, the frequency of direct current is 0. Then for alternating current, the frequency of alternating current is 50 Hz or 60 Hz depending upon the country. So for the Philippines, so yung ating frequency dito is 60 Hz. Yun ay for AC system. So merong frequency kapag AC system. Then ano yung sources ng direct current? For direct current, pwede mo siyang ma-obtain from cells or batteries. And si alternating current naman is obtained from DC generators. Then we have here the passive parameters for DC, resistance only. Then for alternating current is impedance. Impedance is a combination of the resistance and the reactances from the capacitors and the inductors. So yun naman, i-discuss natin later on yung sa susunod na mga modules. Same with this, power factors, plan lang din natin i-discuss. Pero in these systems, power factor is always 1. And for AC systems, yung power factor niya yung value niya lies between 0 and 1. For this naman, i-define natin yung alternating current. So alternating current is a type of electrical current where the flow of electric charge changes direction periodically. This means that the electrons that carry the current move back and forth instead of traveling in a straight line. So self-explanatory naman yung definition ng alternating current kasi nandito na siya sa word na mismo. So yung current nag-alternate siya periodically, sabi dito. For this one naman, generation of alternating current and voltage. So alternating voltage may be generated by rotating a coil in a magnetic field or by rotating a magnetic field within a stationary coil, as shown in the figure below. So for this one naman, for to generate electricity or alternating current, kailangan natin is magnetic field, kailangan merong magpo-provide ng magnetic field either by permanent magnets or field windings. Then, either yung iikot is this magnetic field or itong coil dito. If ang iikot ay si magnetic field, then pwedeng si coil, si stationary coil dito, hindi siya gagalaw. Ang gagawin niya lang is to cut this magnetic field in order to generate electricity. Kung stationary naman itong ating yung provide ng magnetic field, ang mag-rotate naman is itong si coil to cut magnetic field provided. So dito sa right side, ito yung symbol ng sinusoidal voltage source or AC voltage source. So different siya dun sa symbol na nakita natin before sa sa DC voltage source. So before yun parang lines lang. Or this one, ito yung makikita natin sa mga succeeding lessons. So ito naman, operating principle of generating alternating voltage is based on electromagnetic induction, which is defined by Faraday's law. So the electromotive force E is induced in a coil is proportional to the number of turns in the coil and the rate of change of the number of magnetic flux lines passing through the surface enclosed by the coil. The EMF is the voltage produced when a conductor winding in a magnetic field or by altering the direction of flux. The value of the voltage generated depends in each case upon the number of turns in the coil, the strength of the field, and the speed at which the coil or magnetic field rotates. It changes the one in magnitude from instant to instant as varying flux are cut per second, and in direction as coil sides changes positions under north and south poles, which implies that an alternating EMF is generated. For the waveform naman ng alternating current, sabi dito, a wave is a disturbance. Unlike water waves, electrical waves cannot be seen directly, but they have similar characteristics. All periodic waves can be constructed from sine waves, which is why sine waves are fundamental, while waveform is the resulting graph of an alternating current plotted to a base of time. Therefore, AC waveform is defined as one varies in both magnitude and direction in more or less an even manner with respect to time. It also refers to the time-varying waveform known as a sinusoidal wave or a generated sine wave. So, yung sinasabi lang dito is yung alternating current. So, yung safe na common na makikita natin for DC signal is yung sinusoidal wave. Na nabanggit ko nga kanina. So, in the sinusoidal wave, nagbabago yung makita yung pagbabago ng values over time. So, aside from the sinusoidal waves, meron din tayong iba't ibang types of waveform for different signals. You have the sinusoidal wave, the half wave, a triangular wave, the semicircular wave, trapezoidal wave, and the square wave. Pero sa ating discussion, ang madalas natin may encounter is itong sinusoidal wave. So, dito lang tayo mag-focus kay sinusoidal wave. For this one naman, i-describe natin yung graph ng isang sine wave. So nga yung kay AC or alternating current, ganito yung madalas na makikita nating graph. So at the y-axis, nakalagay dun yung voltage and the current. And then sa x-axis naman is the time. So let's say meron tayo ditong graph of a sine wave. So starting at 0 seconds. So yung value niya is 0. 0 yung voltage or current. Then after a certain time, magbabago yung value ng voltage or current. Mag-i-increase siya. Gradually increasing until ma-reach na yung at a certain time, ma-reach na yung positive maximum point. At this point, pag na-reach na yung maximum, mag-decrease na ulit yung value ng voltage or current. Will gradually decrease until it reaches 0 again. So ito na yung half cycle. May-reach na niya na yung half cycle. Itong first na na-discuss natin is the positive half cycle ng isang sine wave. Once it reaches this 0 again at the half cycle, mag-change na yung direction ng current. And then, yung values later on, makikita nyo, mag-increase pa rin siya, pero this time, negative na yung values instead of positive. So, mag-increase siya until ma-reach na yung negative maximum. Once ma-reach yung negative maximum, mag-decrease ulit yung value over time until maging 0 ulit yung value. So, pagdating dito, ma-reach niya na yung ma-complete niya na pala yung isang full cycle. So, this one, itong pangalawa, from this point up to this point, ito yung negative half cycle. This one, the positive half cycle. This one is the negative half cycle. Pag pinagsama yung buong yun, so this one is one complete cycle. So far, naiintindihan naman po yung discussion. If meron po bang may tanong? If wala po, continue po tayo. For this one, makikita natin yung behavior ng graph depending dun sa direction ng current. Diba din-describe ko kanina yung graph ng ng AC. For this one, during the positive alternation of the voltage or current, so makikita natin dito yung behavior sa graph. So at this for this one, sa left side, kapag yung current is flowing in the counterclockwise direction, palagay na ito yung initial direction. So makikita natin na during this first half, puro positive values. So kapag yung current is in this first direction, which is the counterclockwise direction, ang values niya is itong positive half cycle. Once ma-reach na itong half cycle na to, magbabago yung flow ng direction, lilipat tayo dito sa kabila. So from a counterclockwise direction, magiging clockwise yung direction. So dito naman, pag nung nag-change na siya ng direction, ito na yung magiging up graph. Ito yung part ng graph na ini-indicate nitong part na to. So, dun sa first direction, ito yung first half cycle or yung positive half cycle. Then, nung nag-reverse na yung direction, ito na yung nag-graph, itong sa negative half cycle. Then, next naman is the properties ng alternating current. For this one, discuss natin yung sa isa, yung properties. So, first is the amplitude. So, amplitude is the maximum value of the waveform. So, it represents the peak value of voltage or current in an AC signal. So, kung i-measure natin yung distance niya, to get the value pala ng amplitude, so i-measure natin yung distance from the line of origin here up to the peak point. So, yung distance na yun yung magiging value ng ating amplitude. The next is yung frequency. Si frequency naman is the number of cycles na nako-complete ng si frequency is yung number of cycles na complete in 1 second. So, let's say na 60 hertz yung frequency. So, ibig sabihin nun, uh, nakakomplete siya ng 60 cycles in 1 second. 1 cycle is yung na-describe ko kanina na ito, makakonsider na ito na as one complete cycle. Meron siya isang positive half cycle and one negative half cycle. So, pag pinaulit-ulit mo siya, doon mo malalaman kung ano yung kanyang frequency. Ang unit of measurement niya pala is hertz. For the period naman, si period is the time it takes for one complete cycle of the waveform. Is the time it takes for one complete cycle of a waveform. So, kung kanina, ito naman, di ba ito one complete cycle. So, kung gaano katagal na bago na-complete to, yun yung tinutubay na period. The time it takes to complete this one cycle. Yun yung period. So, for example, formula for period is the reciprocal of frequency. So, for example, meron tayong frequency na 60 Hz. So, to calculate for the period or the time it takes to complete one cycle at a certain frequency, so kunin lang natin yung reciprocal ng frequency, which is the 60 Hz is 1 over 60. So, approximately, ano yun siya? 0.0167 seconds to complete one cycle. For the wavelength naman, so wavelength is the physical distance between two consecutive points that are in phase on the waveform. So for this example, yung wavelength is the distance measured from one maximum point to the other maximum point. So yung distance nitong dalawang peaks na ito yung wavelength. For the shape naman ng waveform, so na-discuss ko naman kanina yung iba't ibang types of waveform na pwede natin ma-encounter aside from the sinusoidal wave. So we have there yung trapezoidal wave, square wave, triangular wave, semicircular wave, and others. Dito, define natin yung ibang terms. So for cycle, one complete series of values is called a cycle. One complete cycle is equivalent to one revolution. For time period naman, so time period is the time taken in seconds for an alternating quantity to complete one cycle. It is called the period or the periodic time, or indicated by the letter E of the waveform, which can be expressed mathematically as E is equal to 2 pi over the angular velocity in radians, where yung angular velocity is also equal to 2 pi f. If we would simplify this further, so yung formula natin for period is 1 over f, or the reciprocal of frequency. Si frequency naman is the number of cycles completed per second. indicated by the small letter f, and is measured in hertz. So also, it is the reciprocal of the time period. So then, f is equal to the reciprocal of the time period. So, in the Philippines, yung standard frequency natin, electrical supply natin dito is 60 Hz. But for other countries, nabanggit ko rin kanina na meron ibang countries na iba yung frequency na ginagamit. Sometimes, yung ginagamit nila is 50 Hz. So for this one, i-compare natin yung dalawang AC signal dito sa slide. Compare natin kung aling signal yung mas mataas yung frequency. Then describe natin yung, calculate pala natin yung frequency and yung time period. Let's start with this one sa left side, figure A. So, ano yung sabi ko kanina? Diba, yung one complete cycle is meron siyang positive half cycle and negative half cycle. So this one is considered one complete cycle. To calculate for the frequency, diba? So frequency is the number of cycles na complete in 1 second. So in 1 second, ilang complete cycle yung nagawa niya for this figure. So bilangin natin. We have 1, 2, 3. So na-complete siya ng 3 cycles in 1 second. So therefore, yung frequency natin is 3 Hz or 3 cycles per second. In comparison naman dito sa kabila, so bilangin natin kung ano yung frequency niya. So this one is one complete cycle. Bilangin natin kung ilan. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So nakakomplete siya ng 5 cycles in a span of 1 second. So yung frequency niya is 5 cycles per second or 5 Hz. So alin yung mas mataas na frequency? Obviously, in figure B, which has a frequency of 5 Hz compared to figure A na meron 3 Hz lang na frequency. If gusto natin malaman yung time period for each of these figures, so compute natin, which ang formula lang naman for time period is 1 over f, or the reciprocal of the frequency. So for figure A, kung ang frequency natin dito is 3 Hz, so kunin natin yung time period. So time period is equal to 1 over 3. So 1 over 3 is 0.333 seconds. So the time it takes para makakomplete siya ng isang cycle na to is 0.333 seconds. Ito naman kay letter B, kung yung frequency niya is 5 Hz, and ika-calculate natin yung time period, so reciprocal lang din ang frequency. So T is equal to 1 over 5 Hz. So 1 over 5 is 0.2 seconds. So the time it takes to complete this one cycle na to, sa figure na to, is 0.2 seconds. Clear po tayo dun. Okay, nasusunod pa naman po. So for this one, so meron tayo dito mga sample problems. So first, determine the periodic time for frequencies of letter A, 50 Hz and 20 kHz. Sige, sagutan muna pala natin itong number 1. So ang given natin dito is frequencies. And ang hinahanap natin is the time period. So yun again, yung formula natin for time period is the reciprocal of frequencies. For letter A, ang frequency natin is 50 Hz. To calculate the time period, so kunin lang natin yung reciprocal niya. So 1 over 50 Hz, ang answer is 0.02 seconds. So ang time period for a 50 Hz na frequency is 0.02 seconds. Then same lang ang gagawin dito kay 20 kHz. So kunin natin yung reciprocal niya. So 1 over 20 kilohertz. Answer is 50 microseconds. So for a frequency of 20 kilohertz, ang time period niya is 50 microseconds. For number 2 naman, sabi dito, determine the frequencies for periodic times of 4 milliseconds and 4 microseconds. Bale, similar lang siya kay item number 1. This time, ang hinahanap ay si frequency. Frequency, ang formula niya is 1 over the time period. So, given yung time period for this one, so kung ang time period is 4 millisecond, o reciprocal lang ulit nun, so 1 over 4 millisecond, we have 250 hertz. For letter B, which is 4 microsecond, so kunin natin yung frequency niya. So 1 over 4 microsecond, ang answer is 250 kilohertz. For number 3, dito naman, an alternating current completes 5 cycles in 8 milliseconds. What is its frequency? Ano ulit yung frequency, di ba? Frequency is hertz or cycles per second. So, ang gagawin lang natin dito is to divide this value dito kay sa value na to. 5 cycles divided by 8 milliseconds. So, ano yun? 5 over 8 is 0.625. 5 millisecond pala, sorry. 625 hertz. 5 over 8 millisecond. 5 over 8 times 10 to the negative 3, which is 625 hertz. Okay po tayo doon. Sige, for the next example, bibigay ako ng problems and then pakisolve po muna. Then if you have answers, paki-type na lang po sa chat box. And then I'll be giving you 10 minutes to answer this one. Then after 10 minutes, gawin na pala natin until 4:55. 4:55, discuss natin tong problems. So, i-discuss natin yung given problems dito. So, first, calculate the frequency for each of the following periods. So, meron tayo dito given values for the time period, and then calculate daw natin yung frequency for each of them. So, di ba, formula natin for frequency is 1 over the time period. So, given these time periods, we can calculate for the frequencies for each of them. So, for a time period of 1 second, calculate natin yung frequency. So, 1 over 1 is 1. So, meron tayong frequency na 1 Hz. For number 2 naman, for letter B pala, for a time period of 0.2 seconds, so reciprocal niya, 1 over 0.2, answer is 5 Hz. For 50 milliseconds, ang frequency niya is 20 Hz. For 1 millisecond, ang frequency niya is 1 kilohertz. For 500 microsecond, ang frequency niya is 2 kilohertz. And for 10 microsecond, ang frequency niya is 100 kilohertz. For number 2, calculate the period for each of the following frequencies. So similar lang siya kay problem number 1. This time, ang hinahanap is the time period given yung frequencies. Ang formula natin for time period is 1 over the frequency. So, for this one, ang frequency natin for letter A is 1 Hz. So, 1 over 1 is 1 second. So, for 1 Hz na frequency, ang time period is 1 second. For a frequency naman na 60 Hz, ang time period niya is 1 over 60, which is 16.67 millisecond. Then, for a frequency of 500 Hz, ang time period naman niya is 2 milliseconds. For 1 kilohertz na frequency, ang time period niya is 1 millisecond. For 200 kilohertz, we have 5 microseconds. And for 5 megahertz, ang time period is 0.2 microseconds. For item number 3 naman, sabi dito, a sine wave a sine wave goes through 5 cycles in 10 microseconds. What is its period? So, ano yung ating formula for frequency? Diba, frequency daw, definition niya is ilan yung complete niya cycle in 1 second. So, or cycles per second. So, if yung given is makakomplete daw siya ng 5 cycles in 10 microseconds, so diretso divide lang natin siya. So, 5 over 10 microseconds is 500 kilohertz. So, meron tayong frequency. Pero ang itinatanong is, ano daw yung time period? Time period is the reciprocal of the frequency. So, if our frequency is 500 kilohertz, so 1 over f or 1 over 500 kilohertz, ang answer is 2 microseconds. So, time period is 2 microseconds. Answer for number 3. For number 4, question is, a sine wave has a frequency of 50 kilohertz. How many cycles does it complete in 10 milliseconds? 50 kilohertz, so 50 times 10 raised to the third power na cycles per second. So, ito rin yung 50 kilohertz. So, ilan daw yung complete niyang cycle in 10 milliseconds? So, by unit analysis, so, makukuha natin yung number of cycles na makakomplete niya in a given time. So, 50 kilohertz times yung time, which is 10 milliseconds. So, the answer is 500 cycles. So, makakomplete daw siya ng 500 cycles in 10 milliseconds. Yun lang yung sinasabi niya. Then, for the next one, sabi niya, ang question pala is, how long does it take a 10 kilohertz sine wave to complete 100 cycles? So, gaano katagal daw niya gaano katagal bago makakomplete na 100 cycles given na yung frequency is 10 kilohertz. So by unit analysis again, so 10 kilohertz is 10 times 10 to the cube cycles per second. So 100 cycles times yung inverse ito, we have here 10 milliseconds. So in 10 milliseconds, complete siya ng 100 cycles given this frequency. Nagets naman po yun. May questions po ba? If wala, proceed po tayo sa next slide. For this one naman, discuss naman natin yung iba't ibang values na hinahanap natin sa isang sine wave. So first is the instantaneous value. So ano yung instantaneous value? So it is the value at any point in time on a sine wave. So these values are positive during the positive alternation and negative during the negative alternation. So dito sa figure na to, makikita natin yung isang sine wave. And then, if you would notice, ngayon nga, sa isang sine wave or AC, alternating current, nagbabago yung kanyang value. Nagbabago yung value niya at any given time. So, let's say, this one, at 1 microsecond, ang value ng current is, voltage pala, sorry, voltage dito. So, at 1 microsecond, ang value ng voltage is 10.1 volts. At 2.5 microsecond, value niya is 7.07. And then at 5 microsecond, ang value niya is 10 volts. So at 5 microseconds, na-reach na niya yung uh, peak niya or the maximum value, which is 10 volts dito sa graph na to. Then if you notice na ito nga positive half cycle is a mirror image ng negative half cycle. So same lang siya ng negative maximum value, which is still 10. This time negative. So yun ang instantaneous value, any value dito sa graph at any given time. The next naman is the peak value or the amplitude. So this peak value is the largest value reached in a half cycle during the positive or negative cycle of the waveform. Such values are represented by Vm or Im. In this case, sa figure shown, in-indicate nito as Vp, P for peak, or dun sa ano ginagamit for maximum. So for this figure, ang peak value niya is 8. As you can see in the graph. In this one, palagi, in one cycle, in one complete cycle, meron tayong 2 peak points. Once a positive once a positive cycle and once a negative cycle. So we have here a positive maximum and a negative maximum point. So yung peak value dito is again 8 volts. For the peak to peak value, ito naman yung value from the positive peak to the negative peak. So kung kanina, na-discuss na natin yung peak value or the distance from the center line to the maximum point. Ito naman si peak to peak value is the distance between the two maximum points from the negative maximum to the positive maximum. Or it is always equal to twice the peak value. So for this one, kung ang peak value niya is 8 volts, so makukuha natin yung peak to peak value niya na twice ng peak voltage, which is 2 times 8, which is 16. So 16 volts yung peak to peak value. For this one naman, the average value. So this is the average value measured over a half cycle. Since over a complete cycle, the average value is 0. Mathematically, in general, yung formula for the average value is equal to the area under the curve over the base. So itong formula na to, nag-vary siya depending sa shape ng waveform ng signal. So for a sinusoidal waveform daw, ang kino-consider lang is yung half cycle. Since kapag kinonsider natin yung one complete cycle, ang magiging makukuha natin na average value is only 0 kasi magka-cancel out lang dahil di ba, mirror image ng positive and negative half cycle. So you average the positive and the negative half cycle will always become 0. So in sinusoidal waveform, ang consider lang natin is yung uh, half wave for this one. In order to get the value, nagagamitin natin to calculate for values in the succeeding lessons. Then this one naman, the effective value or the RMS value. So this is the current which will produce the same heating effect as an equivalent direct current. It is sometimes called as the root mean square value. And whenever an alternating quantity is given, it is assumed to be the RMS value. Itong si RMS value, nag-vary din siya depending sa shape ng waveform. Same time, average value. So, iba't iba yung formula niya depending on the shape of the waveform. And then, yun nga, ito si RMS value. So, ito yung value na madalas natin makikita sa ratings ng electrical equipment natin. So, yung naka-indicate doon is the RMS value. So, this one is a table showing the different formulas for the RMS value and the average value for the different waveforms. For sinusoidal waveforms, ang formula natin for the RMS is the maximum value over square root of 2. The maximum value is also the uh, peak value or the amplitude. For the average value naman, ang formula for the sinusoidal wave is 2 over pi times the maximum value. For half wave, ang formula is half the maximum value for the RMS. For the average value, ang average value for a half wave is maximum over pi. For triangular wave, ang RMS value niya is maximum over square root of 3. Then for average is maximum divided by 2. For semicircular wave, ang formula ng RMS is square root of 2 over 3 times the maximum value. Then for average is pi over 4 times the maximum value. For trapezoidal wave, the RMS value is square root of 3 over 5 times the maximum value. And then the average value is 0.7 times the maximum value. For square wave, yung value ni RMS and average is the same, which is equal to the maximum value or the peak value. So for this one, ang madalas lang naman natin na gagamitin is itong sa sinusoidal wave. So ang i-remember lang natin is yung formula for the RMS or 1 over square root of 2 times yung maximum value. Then for average is 2 over pi times yung peak value. Since ito yung madalas natin may encounter yung sinusoidal wave. But if ever naman may lumabas na problem na sinabi na yung waveform is ito, kakaiba than a sinusoidal wave, so gagamitin natin itong ibang formulas to calculate for the RMS value and the average value. So for example, given this graph, i-determine daw natin yung peak voltage, the peak-to-peak voltage, the RMS voltage, and the average voltage. So for this one, makikita natin na yung peak voltage is reached at 4.5 volts. So meron na tayong sagot dito based on the graph. 4.5 volts yung ating peak voltage. So we need to solve the peak-to-peak voltage, the RMS, and the average voltage. If you would notice kanina, Itong peak-to-peak voltage, RMS, and average values, yung formula niya is gumagamit ng in reference to the peak voltage always. So to solve these other values easily, so yung approach natin is hanapin palagi na una is si peak voltage to easily solve for the other values. So to calculate for the peak-to-peak voltage, so di ba ang formula niya is twice the peak voltage. So if our peak voltage is 4.5 volts, so 2 times 4.5 is equal to 9 volts. So yun yung peak-to-peak voltage natin. For the RMS voltage naman, ang formula natin di ba is 1 over square root of 2 times the peak voltage. So 1 over square root of 2 times 4.5 is 8.18 volts. So yun yung RMS voltage natin. For the average voltage naman, ang formula natin is 2 over pi times the peak voltage. So 2 over pi times 4.5 is 2.87 volts. So ganun lang naman, madali lang naman yung pagkuha ng values as long as meron ka ng peak voltage. So ilalagay lang ng rekta yung value ni peak voltage once na alam mo na siya. Na-gets po yun. So far, may questions po tayo. If wala pong questions, magbibigay po ulit ako ng sample problem. Then, pakisagutan po ulit. If meron po kayong answer, lagay na lang, paki-type na lang po sa chat box. Then, I'll be giving you 10 minutes to answer this one. So, 5:22, discuss natin itong problems. Okay po. i-discuss natin yung remaining problem. So this one, a sine wave has a peak value of 12 volts. Determine the following voltage values. First is the RMS, then the peak-to-peak value, and then the half-cycle average. So given yung peak value na voltage, which is 12 volts, makakompute natin yung hinahanap na values. For the RMS voltage, again, yung formula is peak voltage over square root of 2. So if we have a peak voltage of 12, so 12 over square root of 2 is 8.4853 volts. For the peak-to-peak voltage naman, ang formula is twice the peak voltage or 2 times 12, which is equal to 24 volts. For the average value naman ng voltage, ang formula natin is 2 over pi times the peak voltage. So equals sa 2 times the peak voltage na 12 over pi, which is equal to 7.6394 volts. For the next item naman, nakalagay dito is a sinusoidal current has an RMS value of 5 milliamperes. Determine the following current values. So first is peak value, the next is half cycle average, and then the peak. So ang given naman ngayon is the RMS value ng current, which is 5 milliamperes. Ang unang pinapahanap is the peak value ng current. If you would remember yung formula natin for RMS, again, is 1 over square root of 2 times yung peak value ng current. Then manipulating this equation so we can solve for the value of the peak current, value of the peak current, which is equal to the square root of 2 times the RMS value of the current. So, i-substitute lang natin yung value. So, ang peak current is equal to square root of 2 times 5 milliamperes. So, it is equal to 7.0711 milliamperes. Then, for the average value naman ng current, so same formula as discussed before. So, average value for a sinusoidal wave is 2 over pi times the peak value. So, 2 over pi times yung nakuha natin peak value kanina, which is 7.0711 milliamperes. Ang answer is 4.5016 milliamperes. Then, for the peak-to-peak value naman ng current, ang formula niya is twice the peak current. So, twice this one. So, 2 times 7.0711 milliamperes. Ang answer is 14.1421 milliamperes. For number 8, pinapahanap na value is the peak value, the peak-to-peak value, the RMS value, and the average value given this graph. So as you can see in this graph, makikita naman natin na yung peak voltage is, yung value niya is 25 volts. So yun yung gagamitin natin. The peak value is 25 volts. If the value of the peak, if the value of the peak voltage is 25 volts, so we can calculate for the peak-to-peak value, which is twice the peak value. So twice ng 25 is 50 volts. For the RMS value naman, again, formula is 1 over square root of 2 times the peak value. So 1 over square root of 2 times 25 is 17.675 volts. For average, again, ang formula natin is 2 over pi times the peak value, which is 25. So 2 over pi times 25 is 15.925 volts. So yun lang palagi yung i-remember natin to solve for these values na hinihingi if pinapahanap si peak-to-peak, RMS, and average value. So lahat sila is naka-refer kay peak value. So si peak value, need natin na makuha muna to solve for this one. Na-gets naman po yun. Any questions po? If wala na po questions, I think that's all for our lesson today. Next week, may face-to-face classes tayo. So, sa Thursday, ang plano ko is to finish the discussion itong module na to. And then, for the face-to-face on Friday, next Friday, I'll be giving out problem set for this module. And then, same day lang din yung submission. So, gagawin nyo siya during that time para hindi nyo na siya gagawin during your vacant time. Okay po tayo doon. Bale, I think that's all for today. And I hope meron po kayong natutunan. So, yun lang po. And ingat po. And have a nice weekend po. Thank